The DFC is an important factor. How important is that and the DFC role into the legal infrastructure of the UAE in general?
So to start off, the DIFC Courts commenced operations in 2006 by way of a Dubai law dated 2004. And basically what the aim of the introduction of the court into the DIFC or the Dubai International Financial Center was to, in my view, attract a certain international business to the country, where you could have a common law English-based court that would be able to follow English law and UK jurisprudence and have certainty when it comes to things like judgments and following the Latin principle of stare decisis, which basically means that judicial precedents should be kept. And essentially, I think the aim was to have this court in the DIFC so that the international business community would have confidence investing in the UAE and especially in relation to business transactions.
Normally, people would say that DFC court is a kind of a hybrid. Or where exactly the DFC in that particular structure? Is it really hybrid or it is a pure common law court?
So it's a good question because you could make an argument either way. In relation to common law, the court does, in certain instances where DIFC law doesn't provide a certain answer, would be persuaded by English judgments or judgments of other common law countries, say, for example, Australia, New Zealand, in some cases, South Africa. So in that respect, they tend to follow a common law type approach that you have there, where you have this hybrid mixture. So it is, to a certain degree, a hybrid on the one hand, but also in relation to the jurisprudence, almost entirely common law based. Yeah.
Now, if today on this particular court, and we do understand as you mentioned, it changed and also continue to develop under the FDI view, where the foreign direct investment become more important because they can see the law that they understand. Now, do you believe, since that put up of the courts since 2006, that impact has really been there in the market and people can see that in the contract when we draft these particular contracts of the transaction? Do you think that adopting DFC law or DFC courts as a seat of that contract, is it something meaningful?
Yes, I would definitely say so, especially if what you're looking for is certainty. Like I mentioned earlier, the DIFC courts are essentially a common law court and follow the principle of stare decisis. And so they follow previous decisions. So if you're an investor or someone intending to invest in the UAE, create a business in the DIFC, for example, and you want to opt into the jurisdiction of the DIFC courts or DIFC law, at least you have certainty as to how the court is going to rule when it comes to certain business transactions, because you can, for example, look at the previous cases that the court has dealt with, understand how they approach certain issues. And so from that perspective, I would say it's a very positive thing to have the DIFC courts in the UAE, so it gives that option for, like you say, foreign direct investment into the UAE and people who can then make use of the courts from that perspective.